Hello everyone, welcome to another tier list video. I've got a lot going on, especially lately. Because tier lists are easy to do, very simple videos and they're just popular. Some general updates, so we're starting a new series here of me ranking every Mario Kart game. That's what we're doing here. Well, I mean the tracks in every Mario Kart game, and that does include the retro tracks. So, for example, Donut Plains 3, I rank that separate to the Mario Kart 8 version, and per episode we go by each game. So they do Super Mario Kart, their first one released in 1999. And this month, Mario Kart turns 30 years old, so yeah, pretty cool. Some other things. I've been trying to continue the Armageddon Versus series. That's also a pretty simple series to do, but I've been getting a lot of lag when I try screen recording. If you send like Armageddon Conquest, for example, I get that problem where lag only happens, especially when I'm recording. I haven't done any 3 year content in a bit, in terms of gameplay. It's always something I'll end up going back to. Like the Deception Conquest videos, I've done one part, and that needs continuing, albeit, yeah, it's going to take a while. I'm not figuring it right now. My Final vs. Raw 2007 mode. I should continue because I've had a problem with like uploading this because I have I can't find the right clips I need to compile. It's a mess and I haven't been able to figure it out. I will though. And yeah, a bunch of other stuff. I just want to clarify all that since there's another series here, and yeah. Obviously, I just do what I want with my content because that is just a hobby. But I want to keep track of my series and letting them die. But yeah, I'm hoping to get back to everything eventually, but like at my own pace. And if you notice, I got I realized there's a presentation mode, and I got rid of the pop-ups and stuff. It's pretty much the same, but it's a nice little thing, and I'll be using it going forward. So I hope that's good for you guys. So we had the tiers here, and I completely forgot I haven't actually sorted. I haven't even made the tiers. This is just the base ones. So give me a second, guys. I'm just gonna sort these tiers out, and I'll show you what I've come up with. Okay, guys, I just named all the tiers, sorted them out. We got the best tracks, the amazing tracks, solid tracks, meh tracks, bad tracks, and worst tracks. So basically got S, A, B, C, D, and F. I don't need an E tier. But yeah, with Super Mario Kart, I'm gonna keep in mind these are we're discussing specifically the version of these tracks in Super Mario Kart. I don't believe there's tour here. Yeah, it's just the main line stuff. Okay, yeah. Everything should be here besides Boost Calls Pass DLC. But that's fine. I won't be ranking them until we get all of them. So I won't even be covering them until over a year's time if I want to. So we'll probably just ignore the Booster Kills Pass for this. Especially since I'm pretty biased due to recency probably. And I'd put them high anyway. So it's too early for me to decide even if they were on this thing. But yeah, we're starting up with Mario Circuit 1. It's pretty boring, I think it's the classic Mario Circuit, one of the most iconic Mario Kart tracks, and I think with it just there's charm to its simplicity, but it's such a boring layout. A problem with the Super Mario Kart tracks is that they're all 5 laps, and they just kind of drag out. This one especially, the turns are very boring. It's definitely the weakest of the Mario Circuit layouts, and I'm not a fan of in return. You know, if you're gonna like with Mario Circuit, like the classic one, I'm all for just having a classic one in as like a retro track for every game, but pick literally any of the others. You know, I just don't see the value of Mario Circuit one. I don't see the potential of of like a return for it. I mean, it's in DS. DS doesn't really do much with much changes though with tracks besides it being in 3D now. That's the entire return. And yeah, well, besides Tour, we aren't counting Tour. I don't care about Tour. I mean, I care for like the content it will offer for 8 Deluxe is DLC, but that's about it. And I'm digressing here. It probably is one of the worst tracks, you know. It's iconicness aside, I don't think it's deserving of, you know, being that high. Like bad tracks, you know, there's not even going to be that many, and I think the worst tracks are going to be very few. And I feel Mario Circuit 1 has got to be one of the weakest ones. Now, Donut Plains 1, I think it's actually not that bad. I'm quite fond of the track. Again, it's pretty simple, but I do like the layout a lot more. As a remake, there's obviously the potential, like the water stuff, which we see with Donut Plains 3, you know. And Donut Plains 3 is probably the best one because it's got the sharper turns, it's got more water and stuff. Yeah, this one's got some good turns, you know. Stuff, you got the bridge, you got a left turn, and then you've got like a lot of certain paths. It's not just a few straightaways for like a few turns. There are quite a lot of turns. I was in terms of theming, Donut Plains is just a very boring track, one of the most boring in terms of themes, but I think all the layouts for Donut Plains are pretty solid on a near equal level. I think this is going to go in the meh tier. You know, I do not think it's bad, but obviously it's not good enough to get a solid rank. Anyway, you know what? Just rename the amazing tracks. The great tracks. Just everything's one line. that was annoying me. For no reason. But anyway, yeah. Donut Plains on. I'm moving in there. Now we got Ghost Valley one. I've never been that crazy about Ghost Valleys. I like the whole like spooky like boardwalk style tracks. But the thing is, I feel like the ones of such a theme that have come after Ghost Valley are all just better. And like you know, Broken Pier, Boo Lake, Banshee Boardwalk, I like them all a lot more. And also like the theming's up there because they're like over like actual water and stuff. Or at least that's the intention. With Ghost Valley, there is no valley. It's just a blank void and like a wooden platform stuff. And playing it on the argument is Super Mario Kart, right? So the gameplay of it is pretty shit. It's pretty, you know, you see a big straightaway there. It's like, there's obstacles and stuff. There's like jumps, but they don't really do much, you know, in this game, obviously. I feel like the 4 tricks at like big ramps don't really matter that much. Their existence is kind of less relevant, and you've just got lost straightaways. That's what I want. I think this is a bad track. I'm not a fan of it. It might even be in the worst here. Now we got actually, should we just cover like the different variants? In order, you know, so like Ghost Valley 2, I think has a bit of a better layout, but it's still got like the same straightaway problem at one bit, but then there's like more sharp turns, you know. I like that. There seems just to be a bit more going on with it. So I put a Vocos fanning on. Donut Plains, the same thing I said. I think Donut Plains 1 and 2 are incredibly similar. One, not like one and two, like they both have like a straightaway, but then one part has like a turns. I really don't have a preference between those. But Donut Plains 3 is definitely my favorite. Has like 2 bridges and stuff. There's just more going on. That's how little you need to have more going on for these tracks. You just need 2 bridges. But yeah, so the other Mario circuits real quick. Mario Circuit 2 is probably because you actually has a jump as well now. It becomes a glide ramp in like Mario Kart 7, which is pretty cool. Obviously not counting that version, just going this version, but that does show that it has more potential. And yeah, it's so basic. There's like a big off-road bit. In this game, there's too much off-road. I like the top part there. However, I think obviously it's good for like mushrooms and stuff, but there's just too much missing on that. And again, it's just kind of a boring bit there. I do like the jump though, but yeah, it's still pretty bad. Mario Circuit 3 is a lot better. Like probably top of this tier. You know what? Actually, with all the sharp turns and stuff, and there is a straightaway, but this is probably about as good as the Donut Plains. They're quite similar in a way. Mario Circuit 3 probably has my favorite layout of the Mario Circuit tracks. I just like all the turns and stuff. The straightaway is kind of lame, especially when there's no like boost pads. I don't think. So that's the only thing really holding it back from being like solid layout wise. Yeah, I believe there's Mario Circuit 4. God, there's just so many. Now, this one's not been remade, which is odd because I actually quite like the look of this layout. It has a big straightaway at the start, like Mario Circuit 3. I'm pretty sure basically every Super Mario Kart track just has like this big line for wherever you start. A lot of very sharp turns, which is very interesting. To race on, that's not very fun. It's kind of obnoxious just because of the way this game controls. But I can appreciate that. It has some challenge to it. So yeah, I'd probably put it a bit behind 3. But I think it's still deserving of being in the Mac tier. Now, the SNES Bowser Castles. Bowser Castle 1, that's just, that's probably the top of Mac tier, A lot of jumps, there's not much going on. Not much you can do with them now. And also, like, the farms are just annoying in this game. Because they just kind of, like, fall and then they just stay there. They just kind of track you down. It's kind of obnoxious. You have, like, this one weird, like, straightaway, but you also have, like, these weird gaps above the lava. It's, like, up over them. But the thing is, there's no real point of doing that, so it's kind of a needless conclusion. Then you just kind of a straightaway. And then, actually, I do take it back. That is pretty bad. Now that I think of it. And then Bowser Castle 2 is dog shit because they have a dead end. Yeah, a Mario Kart track with a dead end. I don't fucking understand what they were thinking with this one. I really don't. It's so weird. If you have the feather, you can, like, jump over the gap to, like, everything. And I guess there's kind of a neat little charm. But again, it's just like throwaways and then some turn. Like, I don't know what this middle bit is. It's just a mess. Really, really rough track. Again, if remade, you could definitely get very creative with this. Like, I think you could definitely turn, like, dead end into like a shortcut and whatnot. Obviously, like I think it's any potential to it. I think it's unique in its own way, but that way is not good as far as this game goes. I think I'd definitely be open to seeing it remade. Just because of how weird it is. Bowser Castle 3, probably similar case of Bowser Castle 1 here. Again, they're just pretty similar. I really don't have much to say. It's just the same thing with like a few jumps. Obviously, the layout's different, but you're still getting the same thing as Bowser Castle 1. Since we got Choco Islands 1 and 2, I'm a big Choco Island fan. But only in the remakes, nothing wrong with the layout here or anything, and it controls just fine. But the problem is the off-road on the Super Mario Kart version of this is so bad. Like visually, it is a massive eyesore, and it's just like a mess. I'll show you guys. Look at this. This is horrid. It's constantly moving. It's just this weird black and brown like mess that acts like it's constantly glitching out. My eyes are getting fucked up just from watching this. I'm sorry if I just pause the recording for a second. But yeah, you get the idea. I'm going to stop showing it now. Apologies to anyone else whose eyes are genuinely hurt by this. So yeah, I think that's Choco Island 1 there. I kind of showed it a bit. But yeah, it's just an eyesore. It's genuinely... I'd say it's the most unplayable Mario Kart track in the sense that it actively hurts. Physically in pain playing on that track. It is insane. So they're probably the worst, just for that. I genuinely have no gripes, but the layout is pretty basic, The layout's pretty fine. I like Choco Island 2 a bit more than 1. Obviously they got the mud as well, which is the interesting bit. I guess it's chocolate sauce. I don't fucking know. Can't really tell what the fuck's supposed about any of that. It's supposed to be because the graphics. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even realize Ghost Valley 3 exists. Hold on. Again, it's the same stuff. You have the different variants. I like those different variants. But they're obviously so similar. Especially in this game, it has not much anyway. Obviously it's just different layouts. I like the little I think there's any potential for the turns at these bits. Again, straightaway and stuff. I don't bring up fond memories of this one. I've been playing a bit of Super Mario Kart on my Switch lately. It's probably more interesting than 1. Ghost Valley 2 I feel is the most solid of the Ghost Valleys though. But yeah, they're all pretty similar. Anyway, moving on to Koopa Troopa Beach. Well, no, Koopa Beach. Koopa Troopa Beach is a different thing. Yeah, the names are confusing, I know. And I like this one because you can go off you can go in the water, but also there's bits of the water that are too deep and you'll get cut off and you just go around like a circle. There's no real strayways here. You have quite a lot of freedom as to where you're going. I think it looks quite decent, retro looks. I like the idea that you're just going around this circular beach. Koopa Beach 2 even more so because, you got obviously the plastic blocks there. Beach 1 doesn't actually have any, which is interesting. But Beach 2 has them all, but it's just kind of blocking the mainland, you see. So you're literally going around just this little island, and I like that idea. And I do think playing on it it's interesting because I like the idea of having the deep one and a deep one that sends you off-road. However, in this game, it is quite annoying. You're falling quite a bit. It's quite challenging. But I will give it props. I will give it credit. Credit is due. I don't think it's as solid to just race on. It's like Donut Plains and Mario's like a 3 and 4 here. So I'm probably gonna keep it at the back of there here. But I do really appreciate the concept. I like what I was going for. And I still like the track. I still think it's decent enough. So we got Vanilla Lake 1 and 2. Presumably we're getting one of these in Boost Course Pass, which is interesting. So you're going to see a theme of this with ice tracks in the older games, probably until... probably until like Double Dash, really. N64, the soundtrack's on that pad, actually. But yeah, here they are kind of unbearable to race on. There's not much going on again. I like where there's literally a lake in the middle. Lake 1 is just like 2 little holes for lakes, and they kind of get in the way. They can, but also they don't really get in the way. The block's also weird because they're actually walls. They can block you. You have to get through the specific gaps. Usually when tracks do that, that's just for the shortcut. So I'm not much of a fan of that. Vanilla Lake 2 though is, well, actually this isn't as bad as Choco Islands, because I can actually see Buzz Castle is a ridiculous dead end. So yeah, it's just not interesting. Vanilla Lake 2, okay, to compromise, I'm going to put Vanilla Lake 2 not on the worst ones, because I think it's not as bad, but also there's similar problems. And it's just rough to race on, but it's a lot more interesting than Lake 1. And Vanilla Lake 1 is probably somewhat interesting than Mario Circuit 1, really. So, yeah, again, I don't think it's fair that any Super Mario Kart tracks reach the solid tiers, like that top half. I think there might even be generous. And so we got Snk Rainbow Road. I'm quite a fan of the remakes we've got in 7 and 8. But in this game, it's not that exciting, as you could probably imagine. It's okay, It's probably meh, I think the rest, I don't know exactly where, It's a lot of straightaways, so it's not actually that exciting. And obviously visually, it's not that exciting either, of course. You have the 2 different paths. There's actually no shortcut through the middle. There's just not much happening. And actually, for that, it might be... I'd probably put it between the Ghost Valley and Bowser Castle. I think it's actually no, because I think Ghost Valley has actually a more interesting layouts, really. I put those Mario Circuit and probably they're quite similar actually. You turn them upside down, you rotate them. Yeah, actually, it's a better layout than Ghost Valley 1. I'll give it that much. And it's not terrible to drive on or anything. I don't think it's just quite boring, and that's especially disappointing for Rainbow Road, the first Rainbow Road. But yeah, I'm just gonna check. Because I saw Wario Stadium was out of order. I just need to check that everything is kind of I'll sort out Wario Stadium at a later point. But you've got it all here. That's good. So, here's all the rankings for our first episode. Next time we've got N64, where we might be seeing some tracks in solid tier. I think we'll reach that point. But for now, I'm going to leave it there. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.